Hello everyone! Today I wanted to go over with you how to make these crochet plush ducks. These ducks have been a favorite at my vendor shows that I do. I'm at them usually every weekend and I do the weekend long shows. So these are one of my best sellers there. They work up very quickly. To make these, you'll need a couple of supplies. Starting off with 2 scrap pieces of yarn. They don't have to be very long. I just used the end pieces from wherever last I was working on. I'm going to be using Bernat baby blanket yarn in the violet for this. You use either the regular blanket or the baby blanket. I just go for whichever one feels softer. And I'm using the violet for the body color. And then I also need some yellow. This is what I'll be using to create the bill for our duck. I'll be using an 8mm crochet hook. I'll need a pair of scissors, my darning needle in order to weave in the ends, and also I find it helps to attach the beak onto the duck. We'll need 2 14mm safety eyes. And we'll also need some polyfill in order to stuff our plushie. Now with all my patterns, I do link all the materials used in the video description box below. And for anyone who is interested, I will have a PDF version of the pattern available for sale. The link will also be in the video description box below. For round 1, we're going to take our body color yarn and create a magic ring. So hold your yarn between your thumb and forefinger, wrap it around your 2 fingers, working end towards the end of your fingers, and then kind of lay it towards the back. Take your crochet hook, go in between your fingers, grab that working end, pull up a loop, and do a chain 1 in order to secure the magic ring. Now into the magic ring, we're going to put 6 single crochets. And then pull our tail end of the magic ring in order to close. And there we are for round 1. For round 2, because for this we'll be working in the round, so there's no slip stitch or chain 1 at the beginning or end of any row, I'm going to be working my tail end in as I continue crocheting. So for round 2, our first stitch is going to go into that very first single crochet that we made into the magic ring. So into there we're going to put 2 single crochets. And then we're going to put 2 single crochets into the rest of the 5 single crochets from row 1. And there we are for round 2. Now for round 3, we're going to put 2 single crochets into your first stitch, 1 single crochet into your next stitch, and then we're going to repeat that 5 more times. 2 single crochets into your first stitch, 1 single crochet into your next stitch, and round 3 will end up having a total of 18 stitches made. And there we are for round 3. For round 4, we're going to single crochet once into each of your next 18 stitches. So round 4 will also have 18 stitches. And there we are for round 4. Now for round 5, we're going to single crochet once into our next 5 stitches. Now we're going to take one of our pieces of scrap yarn. We're just going to set it right up against that 5th single crochet. And then we're going to work into our next stitch, and we're going to single crochet once into our next 2 stitches. And then we're going to take our second marker, place it once again right up beside, and then single crochet once into our next 11 stitches. And here we are for round 5, which also had 18 stitches. These little scrap pieces of yarn are just marking where our safety eyes are going to go. Now for round 6 and round 7, we're going to single crochet once into the next 18 stitches. Or another way I like to look at it, instead of having to keep track of the rows, I'm going to single crochet 36 times. So however you wish to look. And there we are at the end of round 7. So we did row 6 and 7 there. Now for round 8, we're going to decrease. And then we're going to do a decrease 8 more times. So a total of 9 decreases in round 8. And there we are for the end of round 8. Now here, I like to go ahead and insert our safety eyes. So right into where that marker is, insert our safety eye right into there. And these markers that we put in are to ensure the safety eyes are in the exact right position. Because otherwise, if they're off, it's going to look like your duck is facing off to the side. And there we are with our eyes on. Now for round 9, we're going to single crochet 2 times into your first stitch. Then single crochet once into your next 5 stitches. And then we're going to put 2 single crochets into each of your next 3 stitches. And there we are for the end of round 9, which had a total of 13 stitches. For round 10, we're going to single crochet 2 times into your first stitch. Then we're going to single crochet once into our next 7 stitches. And then we're going to single crochet twice into the next 5 stitches. And there we are for the end of round 11. Oh, I'm sorry, round 10 that was. And round 10 had a total of 19 stitches. For round 11, we're going to single crochet 2 times into your first stitch. And then we're going to put 1 single crochet into your next 12 stitches. Now we're going to put 2 single crochets into your next 6 stitches. And there we are for the end of round 11. And round 11 had 26 stitches. For round 12, we're going to single crochet once into your next 19 stitches. So we've done our 19 single crochets. Now into your next 3 stitches, you're going to put 2 single crochets into each of those next 3 stitches. And then you're going to single crochet once into your next 4 stitches. And here we are for the end of round 12. And round 12 ended up having a total of 29 stitches. Now right here is where I like to go ahead and stuff the head of our duck. For me, I find it just makes it a little bit easier to stuff him prior to whenever we got the body completed. You can stuff it as full or as lightly as you wish. For rounds 13, 14, and 15, we're going to single crochet once into our next 29 stitches. But because we are working in the round, I actually prefer to combine all 3 rows because it's the same stitch, nothing different, and single crochet 87 times. You can look at 3 rows of 29 or 87. Right, and here we are at the end of round 15. For round 16, we're going to single crochet once into our next 19 stitches. And then we're going to do, after your 19 single crochets, you're going to do 3 single crochet decreases. And then single crochet once into your next 4 stitches. And there we are for the end of round 16, which is now 26 stitches. For round 17, we're going to decrease and then single crochet into your next 2 stitches. And then we're going to repeat that 5 more times. Single crochet, decrease, single crochet into your next 2. And then your last stitch of this row is to do another decrease. And there we are for the end of row 17. And row 17 has a total of 19 stitches. For row 18, we're going to single crochet decrease and then single crochet into your next stitch. And we're going to repeat that 5 more times. Decrease, single crochet into your next. And then into our last stitch of the row, we're going to single crochet. And here we are for the end of round 18. And round 18 has 13 stitches. From here, I'm going to remove my hook and stuff the body of my duck. And there you are. Once you have it stuffed the way you like, we'll go ahead and finish it off. So we're going to go ahead and do a total of 6 decreases for row 19. Now, technically, I'll do one more decrease, which I know it actually will go into the next row, but it takes us down to 6 stitches left on here. So technically in row 19, we did 7 decreases, which is 1 stitch more, but personally, I find it's easier to close up by having that extra decrease. Then we can go ahead and cut our yarn and weave in and close up that opening. Now I do find that coming in and grabbing that front loop of all the loops helps to close up the opening a lot better. And there we have the body of our duck. Now, last part to make is the bill of our duck. So we're going to use our yellow yarn, create a magic ring again, and then our chain 1 to secure it. Now we're going to single crochet 6 times into the magic ring. And once you have your 6 single crochets into the magic ring, pull your tail end of the magic ring to close it. And then we're going to work in the round again. So into that first single crochet, working in our tail end also, we're going to put 2 single crochets. And then 2 single crochets in the rest of the 5 stitches. And there we are for the end of the second round for the duck bill. Now to finish it off, we're just going to go into the very next stitch and just do a slip stitch into there. Pull up a nice little tail onto it. Just say roughly about 10 inches. And I'll go ahead and thread that into my darning needle. Now we're going to go ahead and sew this onto our duck. Now I'm going to sew it right into this row. So it's our 7th row. I'm going to start sewing right about here, and I'll finish up sewing right about here so it's nice and centered on its face. And whenever we sew it on, fold it in half so that the working end is right into the corner. And then for our next stitch, 1 stitch over, you go through the back, then come up into our stitches right here from the first row. Come into the next stitch over. And once again, keep your duck bill kind of folded flat so it's not lopsided. And then again, come back after you went through that next one, right into the stitches on the opposite side of row 1. And then our next stitch. And then this one is going to go into the outside stitch right there. And then I like to loop through again, just to make sure it's nice and secure. And weave in my ends. And there you have it, crochet duck plushie. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave it a little thumbs up like. If you did not like it, go ahead and hit that dislike button. Either way, let me know. Also, let me know what you think about the video in the comment section below. And if you have yet to subscribe, go ahead and hit that subscribe button with that bell notification next to it so you can get a heads up every time I post a new video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.